Hi everyone, I'm sorry I'm being quiet today. It's rattrap25 and it's my Vintor day. Oh, Vintor. As you see, I've just come home from work. I'm not like I say, I'm not allowed to discuss what place I work at, but you can tell. Okay, today it's on episode 10, Transformers review thingy of my Transformers episode weekly review. And I'm sorry I'm a bit late for this review. I was meant to do it on Sunday, but I fell asleep. Okay, the episode is called Armada. What do we get? Transformers Armada. Going back. Okay, basically this is this episode with loads of generic characters like they're doing with the Vehicons Beast Machines. Referring back to Beast Machines. Excuse me. Yeah, we've got the Insecticons back with, it's all about two stories. Well, I'm saying not two, three stories, and the main two are based on Starscream and Arachnid. But also you got a third story which is Bulkheads. Basically, start off basically in the middle of the episode, and it goes off. Bulkhead is trapped on the Decepticon warship, the Nemesis, and he bumps into Starscream and he basically knocks him to pieces. Then you go into your credits, and it goes 24 hours earlier. Basically, Bulkhead comes along with, stumbles on a Energon stock, all packed up and ready to be picked up. I don't know if it was there deliberately set by Arachnid, or I do not know. But Bulkhead ends up accidentally falling in, gets himself trapped on the Nemesis. That's then basically start of Bulkhead's story. Then it goes into a Starscream story. Starscream goes back to the Avenger where he found the immobilizer from season 1, and he ends up accidentally trying to bring he accidentally found a laboratory where there are disused protoforms, so he's going to try and clone himself. So basically there's a reference back to animated Transformers animated. Then we'll go on to Arachnid's story. No, we'll go back to Bulkhead's story. Bulkhead ends up stumbled into like a transmitting room, and ends up trying to press a load of buttons to find his way off. But excuse me, after knocking 10 tons of scrap out of one of the Starscream clones. And but you know, it's very hot this week. So, he goes in and accidentally knocks out in like a transmitting beacon, but Arachnid. Then we go into Arachnid's story. Arachnid picks up the beacon, and she summons her Insecticon army, what we saw in the last episode before Grill. Like I said, I weren't too happy with Grill. I think that could have been like an episode that could have been done without, but it was needed to let people up to speed. And I think what they did wrong with Transformers Unicron trilogies is they should have done that instead of them generic episodes. Why I'm saying this is because my friend Alex, who's, as everyone will know, is V Decepticon, IV. He's doing reviews on the Unicron trilogies, and he's done all the Energon and the Armada. I think, well, he's done Energon at the moment. I haven't seen him do any Armada. But that's even it near there. And storage just basically sends us drones out to attack Megatron on the ship. Then we go back to Starscream's story, and the Starscream is purposely found out because the clones had the idea to separate and give like the element of surprise Megatron. So Megatron's there, gets contacted by a Vircon General Scout or whatever Vircon, and he's been told there's an intruder. It's Starscream, and Starscream gets the drop. Megatron uses his sly tongue and tries to make a deal with him. It ends up going wrong because of Arachnid's attacking the Autobot, picks up the distress signal and the large energy signatures coming from the last area where Arachnid, Megatron and the Insecticon had the Gladiator duel. And that was a great episode, that last one, before Grill. And this one is kind of, I would compare this episode to like Pulp Fiction, because Pulp Fiction is a great movie and it's got all different stories and you have to try and figure out the pieces together. This one, you have to figure out it all together, and I've actually been watching this about loads of times this episode, and I'm still trying to figure it out, and I've only just now managed to figure it out. Bulkhead, Megatron ends up destroying the Starscream's clones. Starscream ends up destroying his last clone because his last clone tries to terminate him because he thought maybe he will be at the reward that Megatron will give him. So what I think Starscream would do now is take his clone, take his T-Cog and put it inside himself. That's what I would be suggesting. RC and Arachnid gets into scrap, very violent, It's a bit too short, but I think it was neat. It served its purpose. A rat RC puts her into stasis, drags it off. Bulkhead ends up destroying the engine room of the Nemesis, and they end up crashing, and Bulkhead escaped. My thoughts on this episode is, is that it is very good and very well put together. How they did it and trying to pull off the story. It's made up for the episode 9 from last week. Also, bit of news. Hasbro has issued, we're not allowed to do this. Now, I'm not going to stop, because this is what I do. It's my hobby. I'm not making any money off of this. It's people like me and everyone in the TFC who buys your toys and do reviews on them and sells them to the parents for your kids. For the kids. And I know you're aiming the toys at the kids, so please, Hasbro, if you do come across this, watch the end. I love your products. I'm willing to go whatever way you want me to do. But please stop giving us crap jobs. And please bring out characters that we were promised. Like the Constructicons from Arma Animated and Wasp, Thundercracker and Ramdrat from Animated. Skyquake from Prime. And we are getting the Unicron, and we are getting the aerial drone of the Vehicons, so I will be getting them. I will be getting 3 of them. And when the RID version of Robots in Disguise version of, what do you call it, Vehicon comes out, I will be buying 2 more of them, because I've got the Takara one and I want 2 spare Vehicon cars, and I want 3 aerodrones, because that's what they have. That's their army, and that's what I'm going to have. So hopefully by auto assembly I will get them. And next week's episode, I didn't see the promo, so I'm not going to say anything. So remember, this is rattrap25. Be excellent to each other, and remember, subscribe, and there can be only one. Toodles!